Hey everybody, we're here at the 2007 LA Auto Show and with Bob Walczyk of Chevrolet, and we're standing in front of a Tahoe hybrid. Now, when most of you think of hybrids, you probably think of small, little, funny-looking cars cruising the streets, but GM's taken it to the next level by introducing the first full-size hybrid SUVs. And unlike some other hybrids on the market, this is a very unique two-mode system, which is a fundamentally different design than some other manufacturers' systems. So Bob's going to tell us a little bit about it. How you doing, Bob?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Now, a lot of manufacturers have taken the approach of introducing hybrid systems in smaller vehicles and going for the real high mile per gallon numbers for, out of eco-consciousness or publicity. It's debatable, why they've taken that approach, but GM has taken the approach of doing it on some of their larger models. I'm wondering if you could explain a little bit of the rationale behind that.
Well, one of the ideas is taking one of the vehicles that's most fuel consuming and using the hybrid there. So at the end, I think we save more fuel by putting it in a bigger vehicle like this. The two-mode system started off in the buses that we did up in Seattle. We scaled that system down and put it in the Tahoe. We also put it in the Silverado, and eventually we're going to scale it down and put it into even smaller cars.
Excellent. Now, I know one of the attributes of the two-mode system is it actually is more efficient at highway speeds than some of the other systems on the market. And I wonder if you could explain a little bit about how the system works and why it's called two-mode.
Well, it's two-mode for two reasons. The first mode is basically you can kind of view it as light loads. So when you're doing city driving, not towing, not a whole lot of inputs required by the vehicle or from the driver to the vehicle, you'll drive in first mode. And what's happening there is you're running in either auto, which would be electric only, gas, or a combination of both. Again, depending on the battery charge and the driver inputs. Usually at that mode, though, you're probably in electric, using more electric. This would be when you first start off. And you can drive up to 32 miles an hour in pure electric battery power. The second mode kicks in when you're either on a highway or you're in a heavy load situation, potentially trailering where you need more of the engine. What's happening there, though, is the transmission's locking into one of the planetary gears, because that's the most efficient use of the powertrain at that point in time. So it's not an EVT floating around anymore. It grabs that gear because it's most efficient at that mode. And that's primarily the difference between the two modes.
Excellent. Now, I do know the towing capacity on these is slightly less than the conventional models, but they are still capable of towing some pretty substantial loads. And I read somewhere that was due more to cooling capacity than drivetrain robustness.
Primarily, yeah. Usually towing is constrained by cooling and how much cooling you put in the vehicle. What we basically have with the Tahoe, though, is two-wheel drive will get you 6,200 pounds, four-wheel drive 6,000 pounds, which is more than capable for most light boating applications.
So, I mean, for sandrail or boat or any kind of light recreational use, should be more than enough.
For sure. And again, we try not to take the capabilities away from the SUV, the 8-passenger seating, the towing capabilities, because people that buy big SUVs buy them for a reason, and they use the capabilities that they provide them.
Now, I notice also on stage you have the Silverado hybrid, which is that coming out in 2009?
Yeah, that's the 2009. They made its world introduction today. Primarily, we're, again, using the same two-mode hybrid system, putting it in the crew cab Silverado. So a lot of the engineering work was already done, pretty much it packaged right in. But again, same type of concept. We have pickup buyers that maybe use their truck for work at times, but they also have a lot of city driving to and from work. You still have 6,100 pounds of towing in that vehicle. Again, within the ranges of most light towing needs.
And that's also the 6-liter with AFM?
Yeah, both of these vehicles have 6-liter AFM applications. And just to touch a little bit on the AFM, what's happening there is when you're on the highway, the two electric motors that are in the transmission assist the gas motor and basically expand that bandwidth of the AFM so you don't have the spikes of dropping in or out. So it keeps it solid and allows you to go, you can drive 75, 80 miles an hour in 4-cylinder mode with this vehicle.
Excellent. Also, a little note, the conventional Tahoe is 5.3, and you went with the 6-liter for the hybrid. And a lot of people, it seems kind of counterintuitive that you go with the larger engine for your economy model. But I've heard various reasonings. But I'd like to hear from the source why you want the larger displacement motor for the two-mode system.
Sure. Again, trying not to get away from the capability of the SUV. The larger engine is actually more efficient at highway speeds and towing. The 5.3 would have worked a little bit harder and then thus been less fuel efficient. At your lower speeds, which is where you usually waste your efficiency of the larger engines, we're not using it as much because you're using more of the electric mode. So we just knew at the higher end we needed a little bit more just to make sure we had our towing capabilities and our 0 to 60 times and our overall, smoothness of ride at the highway speeds.
Excellent. Now, this is available in 2 and 4-wheel drive?
Correct. Both the Silverado as well as the Tahoe are available in 2 and 4-wheel drives.
Okay, and what's the approximate price premium over a conventional model?
There really isn't a price premium per se. There's a specific model that this vehicle runs. The 2-wheel drive is $50,480. And that is the actual price of the 2-wheel drive model. We just announced those prices today. However, there's a long list of standard equipment that comes with this vehicle. Stability control, rear backup camera, navigation radio, OnStar with turn-by-turn navigation, leather seating. So it's not just the powertrain you're buying. We have a fully integrated vehicle here that meets all those needs.
And really, that price isn't that unreasonable, considering a fully loaded Tahoe will run about that as well. So
now you could actually buy an LTZ Tahoe that exceeds that price point, and that was our goal overall: is to not have it be the most expensive vehicle. It certainly is on the upper quadrant, but again, it's providing some fuel efficiency that the other vehicles do not.
And what's the approximate on-sale date for this, as well as the Silverado? And even though I know it's not your division, I do know about the Escalade hybrid coming out. I'm wondering if you knew about that, or that's kind of outside your...
I can talk about all three. We are now starting to produce the Tahoe in Arlington Assembly. We will have them in dealerships probably around the first of the year. So we're starting to ramp up now, and they'll start shipping out. But the on-sale date's January 1 of 2008. The Escalade, which is next out of the queue, will be an 09 model year. That one will basically be midsummer of next year when the 09 model years start up. And the pickup will be about this time next year. So it'll be slightly after the 09 model year starts up. And that one will be built in Oshawa, Canada.
Excellent, Bob. I really appreciate it. These are some very revolutionary vehicles, whole new kind of market niche. I think you'll be very successful with them because I think combines a lot of attributes that people are looking for that up till now they couldn't get.